Hi guys, welcome to Basement Supercar Build, the channel where we see if an average guy like me can design and build his own mid-engine car. This video will be a highlights video of the work that was finished this week. If you want to see the actual work take place, watch the full-length video for this week. And with that out of the way, let's get started on this week's video.
Well, I ordered metal. I think I may have told you this before, but I ordered all new metal to reskin the bottom floors of the car, except for here where in the feet welds. These are fine because these are welded in. The others were glued in, and the glue just didn't hold well enough. I wasn't happy with it, so I've ordered new metal. I'm going to glue them in with a larger overlap and also pop rivet them. The metal has obviously gotten lost. It's been about a week and a half since I ordered it. There's no shipping update, so I called today. They're going to reship a new shipment of metal. But since I don't have it, and that was the next thing on my list things to do, I'm going to go ahead and start working on some door components, hinges and frames and things like that. And the last 2 afternoons I actually stayed late at work and I've been working on these gears. I drilled and tapped some set screws and drilled, and I'm getting ready to tap mounting screws. So I'm going to go ahead and start tapping those holes and cutting and fabricating some of the metal here for the door hinges and maybe some of the door frames. Not quite sure yet, but we'll start on some of these components and see how far it takes us. I want to show you what I've been working on. Video is a little short this week because I spent several hours working on the milling machine after hours at work, and this morning, which is Saturday, several hours, so I wasn't able to film any of that. But I wanted to show you what I have been working on and what I wasn't able to film. And this is one of the door hinges. Here's the other one. And this is probably a little over half of the parts that go with it. These are the gears and the part that pivots as the door opens and closes. This rotates and turns that outer gear 90 degrees. So it raises up when it's open and comes back and down parallel to the ground when it closes and latches. And the door, there'll be a plate that welds onto this gear that mounts inside the door. And I've got to take and cut grooves in all these shafts for snap rings. And this is the actual hinge part itself. This will be part of the hinge. I have to take a reamer and run down through the center of this, 5/8 reamer for these bushings. I bought a reamer, but the shank on the reamer is too large to chuck up in the mill at work. So I'm going to have to order a different one with a smaller diameter, maybe a 1/2 inch shank on it. But this will weld to the door hinge itself. That is the pivot. And then these 2 oil light bushings get pressed down in that, and they fit just perfectly down inside this area, maybe a 10 thousandths clearance. And the same on this. There'll be snap rings on this to hold it in place. This is the left door hinge. I'm going to try to finish it up and test it before I completely do both of them. But I've been bringing this one along also to the same step, so it is almost as far along. So it's close. I mean, it needs a lot of polishing and cleaning, and there's more cutting. I have to cut a slot here between these 2 holes. There'll be a piece welds into that area, and that's where these dampers attached to open the door, help open the door anyway. Hoping that they're strong enough to push the door completely open when you unlatch it and start it going outward, but most likely I'll have to buy a different dampers because I just kind of guessed at the poundage, and they may or may not be strong enough. There's fittings, weld-ins, threaded fittings for steel tube, and rod ends. They will be to adjust between the hinge and a tab welded onto here, and that's what controls the exact angle of the door, and it will be adjustable so I can get the door angle just perfect once the door's closed. And then when it swings open, of course, it'll just be 90 degrees outward. So there's stops There's also, to stop this when the door opens, this hard rubber stop will screw into here, and this arm this arm will, when the door is open, will come back and strike that rubber as stop, and that's what stops the door and limits the travel when it opens. But that is what I've worked on all week, and just wanted to show you this, and hopefully there'll be more video footage next week.